So again, if you just joined, thank you for being here. My name is Isabel. We're gonna do intro to web design with HTML and CSS. HTML and CSS, of course, is what you need to create a website. The first class is gonna be HTML, which is today. The next class is gonna be CSS, which is where you start adding color and some other neat stuff. And then the third class, we're gonna put it all together and you're gonna have a graph similar like this. And so we're gonna talk about p5.js, which is, we've been working on it for the last month. But if you don't know p5.js, I'll give you a code and you can have a sample too. And if you want to learn about p5.js, you can go to our YouTube channel and find out the previous classes. It's very easy. So nothing too extravagant. So if you all have the time to go into open processing, we're gonna start with open processing. And also we have the handout. The handout is in the chat. I'm gonna put it again. And when you click the handout, you're gonna see this web picture, this web emoji, and you're gonna see this title. So this is the handout for class 1. You're gonna get one for class 2, one for class 3. You don't have to look at it now. You can just put it on the side for now and just listen to me and look at the screen. And but this is just a narration of all the class, so you can look at it later and you can follow it. It has all the tutorial. You can follow also with the video. And I have placed here more information, resources, videos, and anything else, so you can feel like you want to do this and don't get bored. So, so we're going to start with the open processing. And I have here step-step instruction how we're going to do it. If you were with me last week, the open processing process is going to be very similar, but it's going to be, the last part is going to be different. So pay attention. So you log in into open processing. You go here to the top right corner where there is a big button that says create a sketch. You click that and you're going to create your first program. They call it sketch. It could be algorithm, it could be code. That's where you're gonna write this HTML code. So in this open processing, it's a web online code editor. You can use any code editor that is designed for HTML on CSS and p5.js. You can use Visual Code, you can use Sublime, you can use any other online editor as long as it has the HTML, CSS, and p5.js library. And I have some tutorials right here. If you go down, all the way down, you're gonna see some tutorials that can let you know how to use other code editors. You can also use a code editor that works on your local computer. But because we're all online, I need all of you to be in the same code editor so we can troubleshoot and speak the same language. Okay? So let me repeat this if you didn't see it. I'm gonna click, I'm gonna sign in because I have an account. It signs me out anytime I do something too fast. So I sign in, go and click create a sketch. So for now, if you are new, just watch and then try to do it. I'm gonna do it twice. So try to do it the second time, I'll do it. So this is the interface of open processing. You write the code on the left, you get the output on the right. You have this black panel. This black panel, we're gonna talk about it. It's very important. It's gonna open and you can click this arrow, this cross, no arrow, cross, and it's gonna close. And then you're gonna see this. This is code that's been loaded as a demo. So don't worry about it. This is p5.js, and just ignore it for now, pretend it's not there. It's just fun. So we're gonna go to get the editor out. To get the editor out, because I closed it, you're gonna go to these 3 bars that has like a knobs right here beside, right below the button that says save. So click on that and you're gonna see the panel opens up. Okay, so I'm gonna close it. Just watch what I do and then you're gonna do it. So I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna click on these 3 lines with the circles and then it's gonna open. Okay, this is very important, so pay attention. If you've never done this, pay attention because it's very important. So under sketch, we're gonna choose the mode. We're gonna choose the HTML/CSS. So we're gonna make sure we have HTML/CSS. If you were in my previous class, you might have chose PJS or p5.js, but today, starting today, for the rest of the month, you're gonna only choose HTML/CSS. Okay, all good? That's very important. And that's all you have to do in this in the sketch panel. Then we're gonna go to files. And then later on, I'm gonna show you, we're gonna, I don't know if you were on Slack, you saw a picture of a cat. That cat is gonna go here in this file. But for now, you don't have to worry about it. We're gonna go to editor. So right now, pay attention, this is very important. We're gonna go to layout and we're gonna choose the second rectangle. So right now, if you have the panel open, choose the second rectangle. That's gonna allow us to write the code and see the output right away. Otherwise, you're gonna write the code and the output is gonna show up and you're not gonna be able to see the code. So make sure you choose the second rectangle right here. So don't choose this one, choose the second rectangle. Okay, everybody got that or I need to repeat it? And if you get lost, I have pictures here under the handout that I put that circle under the HTML, CSS, and then you go to editor and you choose the second rectangle, the rectangle on the right. Okay, I have confirmation that somebody got it. So I hope you all got it. If not, please watch the video or let me know. Either an email or Slack if you're lost. It's okay. So we're gonna close this panel. We're not gonna need it right away. Right now, we're not gonna need it. So just click the X so it gets, somebody can get it. So what part you can get? So did you get the panel? So I'm gonna repeat it. So you're gonna get here, click, you get the black panel, you go to sketch, and then you're gonna make sure you have HTML chosen. So you shouldn't have this one, you should have HTML. And then we're gonna go to editor, and you need to have the second rectangle, this rectangle here, which is could be this rectangle right here. Okay, how is that working? Okay. What about the person that wrote me? They says nope. Okay, so maybe it's working for that person. I haven't heard. Okay, so once you have that, just click the X still. So if you still have problem, you have to make a screenshot of what you see and send it to me by email or send it to me on Slack. The way you make a screenshot, I think you have to get a snippet, or with your phone, you can take a picture and send it to me and I can find what's going on. But remember, you go where it says save, there is a button right here. It has those arrows. You click here, you go to layout and make sure you have this. Okay, good. So you close this, click the X so the panel goes away and that's done. And right now we have a demo. So we're gonna run this demo by clicking the play button. So this is the play button. It shows like a triangle the first time you play it. So go ahead and play it, and it just runs, and you can draw here. So this is a sample of a website. It's not alive. When I say alive, it's like if you go to a Zoom website right now, like you just did, that's alive. This, what we have here, is just a demonstration, simulation of a website. It's not alive. It's just to work on it, to study on it, but it's not alive. We're gonna talk about what is a live website in the second series that starts after, which is, it starts at 17. So we'll talk about that. But you don't have to worry now. We're here to learn how to create a website. What is the language that we need to create a website? So you're gonna, right now, this demo that we have here, this processing is giving us, is a sample of a p5.js. p5.js is a visual language. It creates art, it creates animation, and so on. So that's what it's doing. And you can see here, if you go here to the left, you're gonna see some code. And then you're gonna see a couple of things down here. And you're gonna see these numbers. So that's all interesting. And the code, this processing is running a compiler, and the compiler is just a mechanism to tell us, to read the code and tell us, give us an output, and sometimes tell us if we did something wrong. So anybody notice anything else on the screen that maybe you haven't seen it before? If you took a class last week, something peculiar. Has anybody seen something that it didn't show up before? Maybe if you were here last week, or maybe even if you had done use some code editors before, have you noticed? You can write it on the chat or write it on Slack or unmute yourself, whatever suits you. Links, somebody put links. The link, yeah, those are very good observation. Yeah, these are very funky links, and I'll tell you that in class 3. But for now, it's very important to have them. And it's part of a whole story that we're gonna put together on class 3. Anybody else notice anything else? Something else. If you were here last week, we were dealing with how many files? Everybody remember? we were just dealing with a p5.js file, right? As you see here at the top, we had a couple other things we didn't have last week. And that's why we had to change to HTML, CSS. So we have, you notice here at the top of your code, yeah, you had tabs. So click on those tabs for now. I'm not going to explain what it is, but you're going to get a peek and maybe some encourage your curiosity. You can click on a style CSS, and or you can click on my sketch.js. My sketch.js, some of you might recognize this is p5.js. We talked about that last week. Style CS is where we put CS codes, and index HTML is the cornerstone of the webs. It's the most important file when you're creating a website. It's your main file. It's the grandfather of all the file. It's the boss. It's the godfather of all the file. It's the most important file. So this is where everything gets linked up. So the index is like a, like it just grab everything around and it links it up. So all the things that you see here, all this code you've never seen it before, that is between these places are called head, are just reference to other files to make everything link and get into a chain. So this is going to be the most important file to create a website without, and they're always called index.html, index.html, index because it's the index website. It's the site that is the principal website that chains everything together. And that HTML is the file extension code that you always have to use HTML, okay? And that will make more sense in the class we're gonna have later after this. But for now, let's concentrate on what HTML is, okay? So yes, I want you to notice that because that all is gonna come together. The whole story is gonna come together. But today we're just gonna talk about the index HTML file. So any questions right now? No questions? Okay, so what is HTML? Hypertext Markup Language. That's what, if somebody asks you what HTML is, that's what it is. It's a standard markup language for creating websites. It's not necessarily code or programming. It's just a structure how to design websites, how to write websites so they display on a browser, on Google or Internet Explorer or Firefox or Opera or whatever you want to call it. So everything has a rule, and there is a big rule of everything that needs to have, and we're going to go through that today. So one of the things that we're going to talk about are tags. So tags are, it starts with this little, how you call it, but it's like a less than and then greater than. I don't know if you remember from elementary school math. So these are tags. So you're going to use, and you're going to look at your keyboard and find out they're usually above your space bar, a little bit on the side of your space bar on the right. You're going to have the alligator. So alligator open mouth, and then the other alligator on the other side. So we're going to use those to create tags. And those tags are going to tell something to the web, and it's going to display. Okay, so we're going to be using this tag. For HTML, we're going to be using these tags. And these tags are going to tell us if it's a paragraph, if it's a line, if it's image, if it's a list, if it's a table, and so on. And we're not going to go through the whole big book, but the main things, and hopefully later on you start adding more. So the first tag that every document has is this one called doc type. That's every document is gonna have that tag. And it's just a convention that was designed a long time ago, and let the browser know that we're talking to you in HTML. Then there is another tag that is very important that takes you the language. So you're gonna do in English, you do this tag that is here. And then everything you open with HTML. And then when you finish putting everything, you're gonna close it with HTML. So everything that is gonna be on the website is gonna be between two HTML tags. And the way you close a tag, any tag, is \HTML. So if you go to your example on the Open Processing editor, you're gonna find what I just told you. The first tag is doc type, exclamation point, doc type HTML. So that tells the website I'm running HTML. Then we're gonna open a tag, an opening tag, it's called HTML, and we're gonna close with HTML. So you see that there's a pattern here. Open, close, open, close. So you're gonna open and then you close. So the close means it's the end of HTML right here. There is nothing. Anything that you put on after this it won't be visible. Okay, so that's the rules. You're gonna open with HTML and you're gonna close with HTML. You can add this one if you want. You can add any other language if you want. That's up to you. But for today, just add this. And if you have this open, you don't have to add anything. But remember, if you want to do another one somewhere else, you have to have these two lines and the end line, HTML, \HTML. Okay? And so far, these are not going to display. If you see here, you go and see your output, there is nothing displaying, only this part. So they are just tags that talk to the internal part of the website, but you don't see them. You don't see them on the website. You don't see the output. They're invisible. So we're gonna talk about the invisible tags that are required, but you're not gonna see them. And those are also between the head. So between the head tags, you're gonna put anything that you need to reference, and we're going to talk about this. This is going to make more sense later on. I'm not going to talk about so much, but this is what it's like all the overhead, all the connections that you have to other websites, to other files, it goes here. And that's not going to, anything that you put in the head is not going to show. And then there is the body. So you open the tag body and you close with the body tag. Now, anything that you write between the body is gonna show. So I want you to write hello on line 15, hello world, exclamation point. And after you do that, please rerun your code. And let me know if you see anything. Yeah, top left corner. Yeah, perfect, perfect. Good, I'm glad it works. So I'm gonna rerun that. And this is just, so congratulations, you make your first website. So you just created a website. So so anything that you put hello between the body tags is gonna show up. Exactly. And you can write this, you can go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna copy it, just gonna show you what happened. So I'm gonna put this and I'm gonna rerun it. So I just copy paste hello world many times. I don't know how many times. And I'm gonna show you something. So this is what I get. So this is when things get interesting. You just told the website to put hello world between as the body. That's all you did. You didn't specify the if it's center, if it's left align, if it's right align. To rerun it, you just put this circle right beside this square. Just put the circle and it'll rerun it. So let me find it out. So you will rerun it. Is this circle here? Just click on the circle and it will rerun it. So you need some other tags that will add more dimension to your text. And there is a lot of tags to that. So for now, I'm just gonna erase this because I don't need, it's just a demonstration. So you have, I'm gonna rerun this and I just have hello world. Okay, so that's your first HTML tag. So congratulations, you just did your first website. So let's add a little bit more. So we're gonna do a title page. So all sites should have a title page. And what is a title page? A title page, we're not gonna see it because we're running in a core editor and the environment doesn't see it. But if you upload this to a real website, you'll need a title. It'll show up as a code, and we're gonna do that later in the second. After they finish this series, we're gonna do that. We're gonna have a real website. So you can put the title, but again, the title is not gonna show up. So I'm not gonna put it on because it'll be too confusing. But you put the title in the head. It's not gonna show up on the output. It's gonna show up as the name of the tab. So when you open the window of your website, it's gonna show up as a tab, kind of like it's doing here. So this is part of the website code title. So somebody put that in the title. And there is a lot to learn on HTML. So I'm trying to choose and pick, so I don't want to confuse everybody. So so I just want to make sure you got that. Reference, there is we have a reference for all the tags in HTML, and you can click here and find out what does the title mean. So for example, I click here on this link in the handout, and it tells you everything that you want to know ever about the title, how to use it and how not to use it, examples and so on. So I put that link there. So let's add, we add the content, and let's talk about the structure. So we can put P. So we can use P. P is paragraph. So now I start adding order to this. So, oh, the flamingo fell. You can put, so let's go to the core editor, open processing. And now after body, you're gonna go right before hello, open tag, type P as Peter, close the tag, go to the end of, and this is hello world, no word, sorry. At the end of world, you're gonna do open tag, backslash P, and close the tab, the tag, and then rerun it. And it's not go it's gonna change a little bit. I don't know if you noticed it added a line at the top and a line at the bottom. So what it means, you're telling HTML, this is a paragraph. So you actually can put more text here, and it's gonna format it as a paragraph. It's gonna have a formatting, a specific formatting. So let's see if it's, so this can keep going, but I just want to show you how it looks. So there it is. So now you see, before it kept going on forever. If when I put the paragraph tag, it treats it as a paragraph, like when you're writing on a word editor or Word, Microsoft Word or Google, it recognizes a paragraph. So if I take it out, just look what happened if I take the tags out. So if I take the tags out, you're gonna see, and this is going on forever. So I'm gonna take this out, and then I'm gonna take this one out and see the difference. So it grows depending, there is no formatting. So it doesn't know if it's a paragraph, it just shapes it to the side of the window. If I put the P like before, and then it's more fixed, the formatting is set to a paragraph. And just need to go to the end. Well, I'm gonna put it here. There. I'm gonna rerun it. And my window got messed up because I moved it too much. So 1 second. Yeah, I messed up my window. 1 second. I'm gonna have to make it bigger to find out what I did with it. What I did with my output. Well, this is weird. I'm gonna save it. Okay, remember to save it. When you save it, you just put a name. You can put a name or just leave it like that and save it. There it is. Now it's fixed. Let me resize this. Okay, so now you can see how there is maybe a little more structure to the paragraph. And you're gonna see more that when you add another one. So we can add another paragraph here. We can add P. And then first line and close back. And lower P, no, uh, no caps, just lower P, and you run it. Okay, what happened? There it is. So now it recognizes another paragraph, and you can do another one. Open P, second line, and then rerun it, and so on. So you can start adding a structure with the P. So I just showing you the simple paragraph. Um, and where it is, a paragraph is an element. So it's an opening tag. So the paragraph is an element. So it's called paragraph element. And the way the syntax is, you open with the tag, with the P tag, and close with the P tag, and you put the content in between. The content in between is what is going to get affected by the element, by the HTML element. And there are several HTML elements, and they start with the tag, and you can have attributes, and we're going to talk about attributes next week, and then the content, and then the end of the tag. And an attribute could be, you can change the colors, the size, and so on. So let's talk about headings. So headings are going to tell us which one the hierarchy key. So we can change this, open the tag, and do H1, and then close it with backslash. And let me erase all these hello worlds. That makes this more complicated for me. And then we're going to close H1 and see what happened. Okay, so try to put P H1, the H1 tag, which is the header one, then hello world, then I made a mistake here. So anybody can see what mistakes I made. Yeah, the forward slash. So I need to close it. So since I didn't close it, everything is on the heading one formatting. So I'm gonna put the and I was saying backslash, but it's the forward slash. Thank you for correcting me. And now see, only the first line is affected. So let's do the same thing with, you can do H2 and then forward slash, remember to close it, H2, and then H3, and you see the difference way of the headings and how the formatting changes. And I put some information on the handout why headings are important. So you can see it changes. So the heading one is a more bigger title. It means more important. Then the heading 2 is like a subheading of, the hierarchical system. And then heading 3 is much smaller. So that all has to follow a structure, and it's not recommendable that you just use it because they look nice. It's to organize your website so you know which one is the main title and which ones are the subtitle and which ones are the subordinates of the subtitles. And you can go up to H6. So H1 is bigger, and then it changes, and some changes like has different styles. And here is information about searchability and why it's important to keep everything a coherent hierarchical system. So let's add something that makes it more pop out, and we can add something called emphasis, and those are another kind of element, and we're gonna use strong. So you can take this code, I'm gonna put on Slack and on the chat too. And this code, you can add it or you can just write it. And I'm gonna put it here. I just add it. I'm gonna paste it into my code editor. And what you can see here is a paragraph. So I'm open a paragraph and then my cat is, and I'm going to emphasize the word very. Only the word very, no anything else. So that's when we use a tag that has emphasis. So those tags could be, you can move it to a different part of the sentence to emphasize another part of the sentence. And this is called nesting. So you're going to open paragraph is on the outside. So you need to close it on the outside. And then whatever you put inside the paragraph or any other tag, you have to close it before the the outside tag. So these are the inside tags that need to be closed inside, and these ones they're gonna be closed outside. It's like, you know, like putting a basket inside a basket, or those Russian dolls you put inside. So you cannot do this. Like I'm gonna run it. So if you guys try it, you can run it, and then you're gonna see the very is bold. So strong mean emphasis. Yeah, very good. I'm glad it worked. So, but if you move this strong and I move it to outside after the tag, that's gonna be an error. So that means that this is not, it worked. Well, it not worked perfectly, but it didn't give you an error, but it's not recommended. This is supposed to be moved inside the P. So if you want the grumpy to be emphasized to, you need to close it before the P, okay? So anything that you do inside, you need to close it inside. And there's, you can, instead of strong, you can do I for italic. So you can change this strong, or you can add it to. You can add it to. You can do I, and that's for italic, and close it. Since you open it after strong, you need to close it before strong. So you're gonna do I. And then you're gonna rerun it. And then you have very grumpy is in bold and italic. And, or you can move this I to only affect very. So do you get the hang of it? This is the way you compose, start putting together all these tags. So there is a system. The system is, you know, you have to use an opening tag, close tag. If you open inside, you have to close it inside. Let's see. And these are the inline text semantics. So inline means that you add the change inside in the line. And you can click here on this reference, and you're gonna be blown up. So much information. So you can click on that, and this is all the inline tags. So for example, you can use, there is I there for on italic. You can use quote. I think this is inline quotation. Like you remember if when you take things from a book and you have to do the quote, that's the quote. You can have, there is the strong, there is this subscript. So remember the subscript and upper script, and you have underline, and so on. And you can read this whole list, and if you like, you can test each one of those and see what they do. And that's by clicking. There are other ones here you can try. So you can, this is the whole dictionary of all the HTML tags. So this is what you can look at them and start combining all of them now that you know how to put them together. So all you have to do is test them, read what they do, and see if they work for you. Because we're not gonna go through this whole list. See, this list goes forever. Okay, so I'll invite you, encourage you to test them out and learn some other tags, uh, and have fun with that. Any questions so far? Okay, so now we have some tags that don't need that empty tags, because empty elements, because you don't need a closing tag. They are by themselves, very independent. So they're called empty tags. So one of the first one is the image. So let's do the image so you all can see the cat. So you're gonna go, if you have Slack, we're gonna, if it takes too long, we might not go through the whole experience, but I just wanna try it out. If you have Slack, you're gonna see the picture of the cat right here on the Tuesday class, and you can click on this more action, and it's gonna be, no, you have to click on the, right here. Click on the picture and it's gonna say download when you see the cloud. Download it to your computer. If you are on the handout, you go here, click on this button right here beside it that I'm clicking, and it's gonna give you a choice to download. Okay, and also I'm gonna put it on the chat when I find it, because I don't know where it went. So I'm gonna put it in the chat and I'm gonna see if you can see it. Okay. So download it and save it to your computer and find out where it got saved, because every computer is different. I don't know where it got saved in your computer because I can't even sometimes find it in my own computer. So try to find it. And if too complicated, just watch. So remember I told you we're gonna use this panel. So we're now in open processing. So just watch now, and then we can do the other part. So we're gonna open the panel, the black panel, and we're gonna do files. So go ahead and download the picture to your computer of the cat. And then open the panel and you go to files. No sketch, files. And it says drop files here. So you can drop it, move it, or you can select it. So you can select it. And this is my computer. Your computer is gonna be totally different than mine. I'm gonna find my file, which is right here, kitten, and click OK or open or whatever is your choice in your computer. And then it's gonna show up right here as this file. Okay. And then you're gonna put this code. I'm gonna put it on Slack and on the chat. After you upload the picture, you can put this code in the code editor. Add your code to the program. Let me put it on code. So put it on here. And I already name the file exactly, so you don't have to worry about. This file here needs to match exactly the name of the file that you uploaded. Otherwise, the computer doesn't know what is it. Because the computer doesn't have any, they don't understand. You have to, it's literal. You have to tell them literal things. So this is the img tag, which is to add pictures to your website. Your website has to live within this file, this environment has to be present. Otherwise, it's gonna give you a kaput message. So that's why we upload it to this environment. So the code editor knows what it is, where the location is. So the code editor did that for us, already find out, knows where is that file located. So all we have to do is open this tag, img. I gave you the code, so you should have it. As our src is directing it to the location. It just said, go in this direction and find this picture. And then the alt equal is the description of the picture. And this is for a visual impaired accessibility. So, and then you close it. And you can see here is only one tag, you don't close it. Once you do that, you can close the panel. So far, where is everybody in? Can you guys see the cat? Don't see the cat? Too complicated? What's going on? Oh, awesome. Somebody saw the cat. Okay, so once you have the cat, you can reload. You have your code, you have your cat load up in the open processing editor, rerun the website, and then you're gonna see the cat. The cat that is not too grumpy. And then below, you're gonna see your p5.js. So right now we're living in this unstructured environment. We cannot choose the cat before the visual graphic here. We cannot choose. We're gonna do that the third class. We just putting things, experimenting with HTML. Okay, so really good. I'm glad it worked. If it didn't work for you, if it's not letting you upload the file, you might want to try how to download the file. Okay, people are asking me. If you are on Slack, click on this cat. So go to Tuesday class, go up, and then click on that cloud and click download. If it's not letting you upload the file, please send me a picture of what message you're getting. Make sure you are choosing the right file. So for example, here, files, you want to select and make sure you select the right file. So it'll be interesting to know what kind of message is giving you. When you download the file into your computer, in most computers it's already saved, so you don't need to resave it. Okay, so when you download it, it'll go either to your download files or anywhere else located in that is map where things go when you download things from the internet. It's gonna go there. For most computers, it's gonna say download files, but it just gets messy. So don't worry about it. We'll have another opportunity to do that. Let me see. Trying to look at this. Save for, yeah, you need to sign in. Save for the sketch to upload files. So it's your, I don't know why you get the message save or fork the sketch to upload files. I don't know if anybody got that message. Let me put that picture here. Um, so somebody's getting that message. I don't know if anybody else uh, see that. Uh, I think it's an error when you are not logging into processing. Um, so it might be. I um, so let's see. There is a lot of questions going on. Yeah, can you how to download the so I say the sketch, then I was able to upload the image. You have to say that you are able to add the file. Yeah, you need to this is what I did. I just do select and I upload the file. Um, yeah, it's just when you're working with local computers, everybody's different. Like everybody's different. So that's why it's so hard to troubleshoot this. And so if it's not working, we'll have another opportunity to do it because I know this is very cumbersome to do it online. I'm gonna repeat how to download the file. You're gonna go either to your, it's on the Zoom chat, and you can also click here on the handout and it's gonna say download. You can go to Slack and go on Tuesday class and click here where it says download on the cat. And if you don't get the cat, it's okay. We'll have another opportunity to do it. Like I said, it's very cumbersome to do it online. But we're gonna do it when we do the hosting on GitHub, which is gonna be after the series, we're gonna do it with more detail. But I just wanna show you what that tag means. What is that tag? You can also use a tag like this to create links. So for example, I'm gonna put one in the Slack and you can test it out. So that's gonna give you a link. And when you put that link, you are sending people, the visitor, the users. So you just put visit under the visit right here. So I put this after the cat. I can put it also above the cat. So you notice I put this line of code, line 21, which is this visit, below the cat, the reference to the cat picture. So so that's how I can also move it. If I move it above, I can move it anywhere and it's gonna show up. So here is telling me, now I'm line 20, it says poems is gonna have a hyperlink. So if you click poems, it's gonna send you to a website, which is this one. Okay, so that's how you create links. And you need to close it. You open with A and you close it with A. And that should work easily. So if the picture didn't work for you, don't sweat it. We'll do it in the next session. You can also do break lines. Break lines are important if you need an empty line. So for example, I'm gonna use a break line here. So if I want a separation between my cat and my cat is grumpy and the visit, so I can put BR and I can put, what did I touch? I can put 2 lines and it's gonna give some space. It's gonna add lines between my cat is very grumpy and visit poem, I can add another one. And that's only one element. You don't need an end tag. So it's gonna have a break line. And I have an example here for an address. That's another way to do it. So to sum up, and remember to save your file, so you have it, you can keep working on it later on. So, and when we go to live, when we go later on in 3 weeks, you'll have to save your file. So anytime you make a change, the same thing, this is what we're doing with the refresh. Anytime you make a change, you need to refresh it to update the website. So you remember that. Add formatting with tags. Sometimes you use end tags. If you don't know if it needs an end tag or what tag you need, you can go to the reference list, the HTML reference list, and find out what do you need. If you need underline, if you need something else, that's all. There is if you want to make order lists, we're gonna go through it today. But you can, there is a whole thing how to create lists and tables. You can do an order list. An ordered list is you just list things without any little symbols on the side. It's just so you know the structure. If you want to have a column or you want to have 2 columns, you do that. You can have an ordered list, is start adding the little bullets. You can do tables. Yeah, it's a whole universe there. So you can look at them. We're not going to go through this today because this class is very, it's just to give you a peek of that. And try to use a strong, you can use experiment with other headings, see what they look like, do italic, underline, line breaks. There is a list here, like I said, of all the reference for HTML. You can practice here, gives you a tutorial on how to create a website step by step. And there's more information here that you can look at it if you want to. And I think that's it for today. I think you guys all have enough. And next week, we're gonna add color. We're gonna add color and fonts and font size, and we're gonna make things pretty, and that's gonna be with CSS. I don't know if you notice, there is nothing here to add color. You cannot add color, you cannot add the size, you cannot add. So we're gonna do CSS next week, so don't miss it.